December 1991, Austin, Texas was a very different city. Quiet, trusting, and completely unprepared for the horror that was about to unfold. Shortly before midnight on Friday, December 6, 1991, an Austin Police Patrol officer noticed something unusual while driving through North Austin. Smoke, then flames. The fire was coming from a small frozen yogurt shop at 2949 West Anderson Lane. "I can't believe it's yogurt." The officer immediately radioed dispatch. The Austin Fire Department arrived within minutes. But what they found inside would become one of the most disturbing unsolved murder cases in American history. The crime scene. After firefighters extinguished the fire, they entered the shop. Inside were 4 bodies. Jennifer Harbison, 17, Sarah Harbison, 15, Eliza Thomas, 17, Amy Ayers, 13. All 4 girls were found nude. They had been bound, gagged, and shot. Jennifer and Eliza were employees at the yogurt shop. Sarah and Amy were visiting and helping them close for the night. Someone had waited until closing time. Someone had planned this. The fire, likely set to destroy evidence, worked. Water from the automatic sprinklers flooded the scene. Heat damaged surfaces. DNA evidence became extremely difficult to collect. Still, APD homicide detective John Jones, now retired, processed the scene with crime scene investigators, collecting every piece of evidence possible. But the case would soon spiral into confessions, mistakes, and decades of uncertainty. Early confessions, and doubts. Tips flooded in. Thousands of them. So did dozens of confessions, most of them false. Within a week of the murders, police arrested 16-year-old Maurice Pierce for bringing a gun into North Cross Mall. The gun was the same make and model as one used in the murders. After hours of interrogation by Detective Hector Polanco, Pierce confessed. But something felt wrong. The next morning, Detective John Jones re-interviewed him. Pierce's confession did not match the crime scene. Ballistics later tested the .22 gun. The results were inconclusive. The case stalled. 1999. The case reopens. In 1999, the Yogurt Shop Task Force reopened the case. They re-examined every file. 4 names emerged: Maurice Pierce, Robert Springsteen, Michael Scott, Forrest Welburn. During interrogations, Springsteen and Scott confessed. Each implicated the other. Pierce and Welburn did not confess. Investigators believed Welburn may have waited outside as a lookout. All 4 men were arrested for capital murder. Convictions, without physical evidence. Michael Scott and Robert Springsteen went to trial. Both were convicted solely based on their confessions. Scott received life without parole. Springsteen received the death penalty. But here's the shocking truth. No physical evidence from the scene linked any of them to the murders. Forrest Welburn was no-billed by the grand jury. Charges against Maurice Pierce were dropped. Still, 2 men sat in prison. DNA changes everything. In 2004, a major legal ruling, Crawford vs. Washington, changed how confessions could be used. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals granted Scott and Springsteen new trials. DNA evidence was re-examined. AYSTR male DNA profile was developed from sexual assault kit swabs. Result: all 4 original suspects were excluded. All charges were dropped. The real killer was still out there. A Deadly Encounter, 2010. On December 23, 2010, Maurice Pierce was stopped for a traffic violation. He fled. Officer Frank Wilson caught him. During the struggle, Pierce grabbed the officer's knife and stabbed him in the neck. Officer Wilson shot and killed Pierce, but survived. Still, Pierce had nothing to do with the yogurt shop murders. A new detective, a new approach. In 2022, Detective Daniel Jackson was assigned to the cold case. Technology had changed. DNA science had evolved. He consulted experts in forensic genealogy and identified items from the crime scene that deserved retesting. Then, in June 2025, something critical happened. The bullet that spoke, a .380 cartridge casing, found years earlier in a drain at the crime scene, was resubmitted to NIBIN, the National Ballistic Database. Software had improved. In July 2025, a hit came back. The cartridge matched an unsolved 1998 murder in Kentucky. Detectives began comparing cases. The similarities were chilling. The DNA match, 34 years later. In August 2025, Detective Jackson requested a nationwide manual YSTR search. Only one lab found a complete 27-marker match. The South Carolina State Lab. The profile matched a man from a 1990 sexual assault and murder in Greenville, South Carolina. His name, Robert Eugene Brashers, white male, born March 13, 1958. A serial killer and rapist. The final connection. Brashers committed suicide in 1999. The weapon, a .380 pistol, the same make and model used to murder Amy Ayers. Serial numbers confirmed it. Even more disturbing, less than 48 hours after the yogurt shop murders, Brashers was stopped at a Border Patrol checkpoint between El Paso and Las Cruces. He was driving a stolen car. And he had a .380 pistol with him. The same gun. Justice. Too late, but real. After 34 years, the truth finally surfaced. Not through confessions. Not through pressure. But through science. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis called it a breakthrough that weighed heavily on the city for decades. Mayor Kirk Watson said it was time to turn the final page on a nightmare. The case remains open as testing continues. But for the families of Jennifer Harbison, Sarah Harbison, Eliza Thomas, Amy Ayers, the truth has finally been spoken. Ending line for suspense. Sometimes, justice doesn't come quickly. Sometimes, it waits. For 34 years. And when it does, it speaks through DNA.